Why, hello, everybody. Well, welcome to yet another episode of this podcast. Real quick, I'm doing it from my mobile office this time, and I just want to talk about something that was kind of piggybacked from last night's episode, and I just want to give a special shout out to Molly once again for being a part of the podcast, and it was a joy. It was a pleasure. I can't wait to do it again. And I definitely will be doing it again very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this podcast. And we're gonna get started on this subject because I feel like this is something that, is gonna be uh, you know, an interesting topic within itself because it it's going to discuss a lot of things that I had talked about last night, and then also, not to mention, it's going to be able to um, shed some light on a lot of different things. um, so um, let me talk about letting people go. Now, when you're letting people go, the very first thing is that you have to let people understand that the first thing that um, that needs to happen is that you are going to be who you are at all times. And if they cannot accept who you are, then you need to let them go. Okay? Secondly, when you're letting people go, you have to also understand that life itself is meant to be what it is. Okay? So, letting people go is something that it's hard to do because you are the only person that knows who you're dealing with and what your boundaries are and how you are going to react as a human being. The person that you are letting go is expecting you to be somebody different than what they expected themselves to be. Now, I've always said multiple times, and I've said this to multiple different friends of mine, you are who you are, and you shouldn't have to apologize for who you are. That's step number one. Number two, when you are letting people go, they're not understanding that when you're doing that, you're trying to create a new you, a better you. Someone that they can, look up to. But then again, you're letting them know off top, hey, look, I'm not going to be the same person anymore when I do let you go. Now, like I had mentioned on my podcast last night, there's an individual, this guy, I call him Abe. Well, his name is Abe. Abe and I are kind of in a situation where, we've been friends for, 11 years. And, he and I had decided to become intimate partners. And, it's been on and off all these years. And, I made him wait about 6 years into the relationship, as friends. I made him wait. And then we've kind of been lovers, on and off for the past, 5 years. Now, he constantly is telling me, let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. And I'm like, all right, leave me alone, let me go. And so this time around, I gave him exactly what he wanted. which was that I did let him go, and this time I really let him go. But what's happening is that he keeps continuing to come back into my inner circle when technically I'm supposed to be leaving him alone, right? We're supposed to not be around each other. Well, I was talking to Molly last night about how I feel like that once again this guy Abe is like that 3-year-old where you know how when a 3-year-old or any kind of toddler feels like that mommy's not paying attention to them, they act out. And so they do something destructive in order to get mommy's attention. And so that's exactly what I feel like he's doing. Now, what's going to end up happening is as I'm really trying to make it very clear that when you tell somebody, leave me alone, I'm doing exactly just that. I am leaving him alone. And it's shocking him because I really am a woman of my word. I go, okay, fine, I really will let you go. I really will let you alone. And as of right now, this guy is currently blocked from all of my social media. So because of that, it's really sending him a message like, okay, I really am letting you go, and you're going to have to discover yourself. And when you try to we have to let people know, first of all, who you are, right? And if you don't do that, then they just think they can walk all over you and treat you however they feel like they are allowed to treat you. Okay? And you can't allow that to happen. Real love, of course, is not easy. And when you really love somebody, there's that saying, if you really love them, let them go. If not, if they stay, then it's meant to be. That saying is not just something that's a bunch of bullshit. It's true. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that out there in this world that's listening to me is that when you're letting somebody go, you have to first let them know that, hey, look, you need to respect me as a person. And if you cannot respect me as a person, then I'm letting you go. And see, this whole time, Abe thought that he was in control, and he still thinks he's in control. And I am letting him know that no, you're not in control. I'm in control. Because I've allowed you for too long to walk all over me like a doormat. And I'm not going to accept your doormatism. And therefore, you will respect me as a human being when you do come back to me, because you're already trying to come back to me by re-entering yourself into my circle of friends via, quote, dating one of my friends, who unfortunately is no longer my friend anymore because she showed me who she really is. So, in love, it in love, I have discovered in my own personal life that I've had to let a lot of people go. I don't listen to naysayers anymore. I don't listen to people that tell me, oh, you should just move on from him. No, I have, and yet he keeps coming back into my inner circle. And if he really was, quote, done, then he wouldn't do something like that, right? Like I said, it's just like that toddler trying to get mommy's attention. It's like, okay, here I am. You have mommy's attention. Implemented this to a T. And every single time every single time he plays the same psychological childish high school game, he tries to up the ante even more than what he did before. It's like, okay, how ridiculous can I be this time? What's going to really get Mallory's goat? What's going to get... And my reaction is always the same. So in my scenario, this guy is trying to make my life jealous and trying to make me jealous and spiteful by, quote, going out on dates with some of my so-called female friends, and in hopes that it would get my attention. Well, it does, but the problem is that I let these females know, like, if you guys were really my friends, you wouldn't accept dinner dates from this guy. You wouldn't do it. You would stay yourself out of the situation and make him come talk to me and make him realize, like, you know what, no, I'm not going to get involved in this. You know, you need to figure out your issues with Love Guru Goddess, right? So, how does one let someone go when the other person is not allowing them to let it go? Well, he's not allowing me to move on. Why? Because he keeps coming back in. And if he had any kind of common sense, he would go bye-bye and stay bye-bye. But obviously, he needs a reason to come see a girl because he can't stop talking about me. All these other women have told me, look, Love Guru Goddess, he keeps talking about you. He's saying all this stuff. You need to work out your issues. I'm not the problem. Da, da, da. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, you are the problem because you chose to go out on these dates with him knowing that there was something going on between he and I previous. You should have never accepted the dates to begin with, but yet you want to be selfish and try to replace me when you know deep down inside you're not going to be able to, because when true love rules, you have to understand that when you allow love to truly rule over your life, the person that you had the connection with is the person you can't stop thinking about. But is it selfish and self-centered of him to throw people in the mix and, you know, when it's not right? So are you being a selfish person by accepting dinner dates from this guy knowing that there's something going on? Why would you allow yourself to be, you know, a whipping post to this nonsense when you know that you shouldn't be doing this? So, in this scenario between Abe and your Love Guru Goddess, you have to understand that this is a decade or more of this nonsense. Why would you step yourself into the lion's den? And my lion's den is something that nobody should even think about stepping into. But these women are just so stupid that they don't understand that you don't do stuff like this. If I, you know, and I said this last night on my podcast, if Sarah, which is the main target right now of Abe, if Sarah was any kind of a real friend, then she would have not even accepted the dinner dates, and along with multiple other women, right? He's trying to flaunt the fact that, oh, look at me with so-and-so, and I'm all, okay, that's nice, and you expect me to care why? And so in his own weird way, he's also exposing these women for who they really are. And I don't think he realizes that that's exactly what he's doing. He's calling himself trying to make me jealous and trying to make me like explode on him. But it's really, you know, counterintuitive. And it makes no sense because instead of him trying to just work out the issues directly with me, by taking me out on the dinner dates and trying to work it out internally, he's throwing in someone that doesn't need to be involved in it, let alone experience my dragon. Now, let's just keep it honest. If he's not letting me go, then why should I? By quote, letting me go, it's not working out for him because he keeps reasserting himself back in there and doing the same nonsense over and over again. If he wants to show me that he's grown up, then he wouldn't even do it at all. So by letting him go and letting him discover that this lesson isn't working out for him, it's teaching him to grow up. And it sucks because going back to my example of when a 3-year-old feels like mommy's not paying attention to them, they do something to destroy something, like they break glass. I have allowed him to cut himself on that glass I don't know how many times, and yet he still continues to do it. So the question remains, how much more pain does this guy have to go through with me? When is he going to finally realize that I'm not the one you do this to? This is not the right way to get me to, want you. And you're going to have to let love rule. Meaning, love is not easy. Love can be full of pain, and love can be full of happiness. So if you want to be happy, you have to stop playing your high school games, because your love guru goddess right here, honey child, I don't play games. I don't do this. I'm not going to give into the nonsense because it's not teaching him how to grow up. Some people just don't know how to be responsible adults when it comes down to people's hearts. You want to act like a little teenage high school boy who thinks he's, God's gift, and try to make himself look cool by dating women that that are screwing you over right and left, and trying to make the girl that you really like jealous. If you think that game's going to work on your love guru goddess, guess what? Think again. I just look at you like, boy, how crazy are you? You know what I mean? Like, how crazy can you get with this? Now, this girl, Sarah, I don't think that he could go any more crazy than her. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I have a job, doing entertainment. And it's hard because all the entertainment people know each other, right? So what made you think that, first of all, you were going to be able to get away with this? Because our inner circle between me and Abe is pretty incestuous. You know what I mean? Like it's almost incest. And there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide as far as him doing his dirt, okay? Because when you're in the world of entertainment, whether you're a comedian or whether you're a singer, whether you're a karaoke DJ, we all know each other. So what made you think that this wasn't gonna come out? It was gonna come out one way or another. And Abe thinks he can hide everything, and he can't. And if you don't want me to know, then don't date people within my inner circle. My friend Molly, that was on the show last night, she said, "Oh my God, he sounds like that's some calculated serial killer stuff." It kind of is, because who is that diabolical to try to date girls within my inner circle? You know, these women I have a constant communication with, and that you know it's going to get back to me. You know they're going to tell me, and yet you continue to do it just to spite me. But yet I've never done anything like that, because Your Love Guru Goddess believes in good karma. And in good karma situations, I wouldn't be going around dating any of his guy friends or his cousins. Like, Abe's ex-girlfriend had the nerve to date 2 of his cousins just to piss him off. Then he ends up getting back together with her. And I'm like, really? I'm like, you're that desperate of a guy? You're willing to let these women use you like that? So this guy has some serious psychological problems, and I even told him, I personally think you need to go talk to a therapist, because your dating patterns and your dating behavior are not normal. And of course, he's scared of Your Love Guru Goddess here, because I always tell him the truth about how he really is. So it's hilarious to me how you've got these people out there that don't want anything to do with him, but they just want to use him for clout. And karma is biting him in the ass. My sister Karma is biting him in the ass right and left with this scenario. But yet, when he was dealing with Your Love Guru Goddess, he had nothing but good karma. Why? Because I believe in good karma. I believe that you should treat people how they deserve to be treated. And I've always treated him with respect and dignity. And I realized that there was a jealousy issue. Like, he's jealous of the fact that when he and I would go out places together, people would compliment me on, like my singing, and they would tell him, hey, Love Guru Goddess over there, she got it going on, And instead of him being a real man and praising that, he's condemning that. And so it doesn't make any sense, his behavior. But Your Love Guru Goddess understands that love is love. Love is pain and joy at the same time. And I haven't given up hope. And I have a big heart. I keep praying over Abe every single day. I keep praying that he gets the help that he needs. And Abe, I don't know if anyone's going to send this to you, but I really, 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 really hope that you, my friend, reach out to me somehow, some way. Because my heart is pure. So with that being said, don't forget to follow me on this thing. I do have a Facebook page. It's Love Guru Goddess. Don't forget to follow me on there. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to my live, and share with a friend, tell everybody. And the takeaway is that when you're letting someone go, you're letting them go. But the catch is that they have to understand but by letting you go, when you come back to me, you got to realize I'm not going to be the same person you came back to. And so the question is, Am I going to put up with your nonsense? Am I going to deal with this stuff? And I'm not, and I'm letting you know that I'm not. And that you need to go seek professional help if you think I'm going to put up with this. If not, then I'll let you go permanently. So right now, Abe thinks that I have let him go permanently, but yet he's still reinserting himself back into my inner circle all the time, any chance he could do it. And he's now using this so-called friend of mine, Sarah, as a scapegoat. And he did this with multiple other of my so-called female friends, and in my own weird way, he's showing me who these women really are. So, letting a person go is to their own psychological benefit, because they have to go out there and learn this lesson. And I know that when Abe returns, and he will return, Abe always returns. One way or another, he does return. That this time around, he realizes, I should have never went there with none of these other girls. I should have stuck with Love Guru Goddess to begin with. And that's a lesson that you have to let them fall on their butt for in order for them to get it. This is Love Guru Goddess. Once again, don't forget to follow me on social media. I do have a Facebook page, Love Guru Goddess. Go ahead and like that page. And that's how I send out my podcasts and let everybody know when I'm going to have one. And don't forget to follow me on this beautiful thing, Podbeam. I love it so much. Take care, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed.